When we went to Nicaragua, I guess my biggest experience was with the feeding ministries and how the children would come, and when the children are there, they just line up and they're hungry. One experience that we had, there was a little girl that came and she couldn't, the team before we were there, she couldn't even play. And they would ask her why she couldn't play, and she couldn't play because she was so hungry. And the kids would line up, and they don't even have bowls. They would bring Frisbees. What else did they bring?
Yeah, they need spoons.
They would just bring any kind of bowl they had, Frisbees turned upside down, whatever they had, and no spoons. They would just eat with their hands. And what they would eat would be rice and soy.
And beans.
And beans. And the soy is just, it's unbelievable what it looks like dog food from a can is what it actually looks like. And while we were there that one particular day and Nancy and I were serving, we ran out of food. And the last 3 or 4 kids did not get anything, and they even wanted the juice.
Right, at the very end, we were getting all we could get from the beans, and they had juice left over from the beans, and we poured the juice that we had left onto the rice so they could get that. I had prayed and prayed, and so thankful that God allowed us to go there. When I first got there, I was like my sister had said, overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed about the things that we did see. Hunger, like we've already talked about, was very hard to watch. And then the homes, their shelter, their churches. It was hard going in and seeing how they lived, but they also knew Jesus and wanted you to come into their homes and invited you to come into their homes. They're very accepting of listening to the plan of salvation and what Christ had done for us in our lives.
We expected the hospitality from the people because they are so
hospitable.
Yeah, and how Philip had told us how they would be, and they were exactly that way. They have all the time in the world. Forever. I will be forever changed. Even when I go to bed at night and wake up in the morning, I want to be there. I want to be there. We're on the internet daily looking up prices to where we can go back. Seeing my children see the things that they saw at such an early age that they got it. One night in devotion, Jake had just said, "This is the best vacation you've ever took me on." By far. He said every time we go on a vacation, we wake up, it's all about us. It's all about what we want to do. And this time it was nothing about what we want to do, but it was the greatest vacation he'd ever been on, and he's 15.
That's how we were too. We were the same way. Our lives have been changed forever. Watching Ray and the boys experience and what they experienced and seeing Jesus work through their lives and doing for others and helping them out. And then one of the greatest things that we could not wait to do in the morning was to get up, because after the team would eat, Donna and I would get to go take food to Pueblo, the neighbors. And so we got to do that 2 or 3 times a day. Anything that we had extra from our home, from the missionaries' home, food-wise, and we would take 2 or 3 plates to them for them to be able to eat. And
without that, they would starve.
Their
neighbors would starve without
the food
and the leftovers. And anytime we had leftovers, that's where we took them to. And without the leftovers, they did not eat.
I see the little girl that I took a picture of that was coming over the fence. It was a red fence, and she had beautiful eyes, big black eyes, shiny black eyes, and she was just hiding. And she was watching us come through, do door to door. And I noticed her, and she'd hide behind that little red tin roof thing, I think. And then she'd come up and see me. And then she'd go down. And I said, "Do you want a photo?" Because they love to have their pictures taken.
And they want to look at them.
And they want to look at them to see what they look like. So I took a photo of her, but she touched my heart. We were going to VBS, and there was a little boy with a beautiful smile. Came from nowhere, didn't even know us, and just came running down that little road, dirt road, and put his arms out and wanted us to hold him. And I just picked him up and just squeezed him, and that for me was just, I want to take him home with me.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm mad at myself. I mean, I'm 41 years old, and I should have done this years ago. Years ago.
Best thing I personally have ever done.
Me too.
With my husband. Yeah. I'm so glad we got to go together.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents would never go.
Mm-mm.
That's not just not something they would ever do. But as a family, just as a unit, husband, wife, kids, sister, because we're together all the time anyway. Day. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
You're not going to know until you go. You have to experience it. Yes, there are needs here. Definite needs here.
Right, and there's pictures that you can see. Everybody will bring pictures back from their missions trips. You've gone. Other people have gone and brought back pictures. Pictures are not enough. I had a lady pray before we left that God would give us the go-go bug. Well, He gave it to us. The go-go bug that we would want to go and have that desire in our hearts to do, and we do. God gave that to us. We're ready to go. Keep on going. Keep on doing.
And I think with the Feeding 5,000 coming up Saturday, I'm really excited about that. I feel like we can bring what we
experience there.
Yes, and use it here.
Yes, and work. From 9 to 2 will be Feeding the 5,000 at PI. We're meeting at 9 a.m. to package the food and then take it to people who need it.
But not only that, sharing Jesus. Being
That's
the main focus.
Reason we're going.
And even in Nicaragua with the feeding programs, you present the gospel before you give the food, but
and bring it in Jesus' name.
When I went to Hawaii, or when you've went places before, you can come back and share that, but you can't live that.
Right. And to me, living what we lived was better than Hawaii, or better than vacation.
Don't break down.
I almost broke down when he asked that question. I thought, what? Are you killing me?